Retired U.S. Navy four-star Admiral William McRaven served as commander of the U.S. Special Operations Command, oversaw the mission that killed OBL, Osama bin Laden, in 2011. He is also a great storyteller and lesson deliverer. Have you read Make Your Bed? Oh, this is his new book, Conquering Crisis, 10 Lessons to Learn Before You Need Them. And let me tell you, this man is as much philosopher as he is warrior. Admiral McRaven, hey, great pleasure. Great to see you again. Good luck with the book. I'll talk to you about it after I pick your brain about a couple of other things. But Make Your Bed is a staple in the Cuomo household.
Thanks, Chris. It's great to be with you.
Simple lessons, well served, and well learned. So when you look at the situation in Russia with Ukraine, what do you believe is the main aspect of it that is being handled, let's say, ineffectively right now?
Yeah. Well, first one, I applaud the president for trying to end the war. I mean, the carnage, yes. When you think about the casualties, I mean, you're talking about Russia has got over 950,000 killed or wounded in action. No telling the Ukrainian deaths and casualties, but probably 300,000-400,000. So once again, I applaud the president for trying to end the war. But I would offer to him that, one, you need to know who you're trying to negotiate with. I mean, Vladimir Putin is a dictator. He kills his political opponents. Generals fall out of 15-story windows. So if you think he's going to be true to his word, then you misunderstand who the man is. So this idea that somehow we're surprised that Vladimir Putin has lied to Trump really shouldn't surprise anyone. Zelenskyy, on the other hand, yeah, he's not a perfect man, but he was democratically elected. He's the president of Ukraine. And he has shown, in my opinion, tremendous courage in being a wartime leader in a country that has held off the Russians for several years now, when, initially we thought Russia would be in Kyiv in about 3 weeks. So misunderstanding the people you're negotiating with is something he needs to get right up front before you can kind of continue with the negotiations.
Let me ask you about something else that is kind of a discrete issue, but it's getting a lot of energy. This situation where Trump, I don't know if it's a distraction or what, but Trump is saying, hey, you have to let me, to the courts, let me implement the ban on trans military. It's very important. Let me do it right now. What do we need to know about how much this matters and why?
Yeah, well, Chris, I spent 37 years in the military. I have no doubt that there were, transsexuals in the military at my time there. It never came up as an issue. I doubt it is a major issue today in the military. We are somehow making it an issue because it's become kind of a cultural hot stone here. But at the end of the day, he is the commander-in-chief. He is the president of the United States, and he can certainly implement that. But again, let's not make it a bigger issue than it truly is.
Can you put on your financial hat for a second? I have been
Sure.
I've been making a lot of arguments on this show that I want to see Doge go to the DOD. And
Sure.
I'm not saying that I don't want a strong military in this country. I mean, I don't have to tell you how many times you guys have kept me alive and my teams when I've been with you in theater. I'm a huge booster for our American heroes. But it is the major discretionary spending bucket.
Sure.
What do you know about the DOD and what people should understand about efficiencies?
Yeah, well, I mean, the DOD, like any large organization, there are elements of it that are inefficient. So I don't think anybody feels like we shouldn't go into the Department of Defense, the State Department, pick a large organization and look for efficiencies. But you need to do it methodically. You need to do it with a strategy. You need to do it, and again, people don't want to do this. They kind of want to rush to failure. And I think that's been the problem with everything that Doge has done, is they're moving so fast. They don't seem to have a strategy. They're cutting programs that then they've got to come back and relook. But again, I don't think anybody that I know in the military has a problem with somebody coming in, methodically saying, okay, what is our mission? Are we aligned with our mission? Where are things not aligned with our mission? And if they're not aligned with the mission of, looking at how we're going to counter China or looking at how we're going to fight terrorism or whatever the overarching Department of Defense strategy is, then if we're not aligned with that, then that's where you make your efficiency cuts. You just don't make them haphazardly, which is what appears to be happening.
Conquering crisis. Make Your Bed was so powerful for many reasons, and you've written other books also. They're right there on the cover. People can look up yourself. But the beauty of Make Your Bed, which I think you've also captured here in Conquering Crisis, and I'm only on lesson 5 of the 10, is that it all goes together. Little things lead to big things. It's about a mentality. It's about understanding what it takes to motivate your best self. What do you believe people don't understand about crisis that you address with your 10 lessons?
Yeah, I think probably the most important thing to understand, certainly as a leader, and the book, the way I wrote the book was whether you're the CEO of an international company or whether you're, a parent in a family, you're going to have crisis. And crisis leadership is kind of fundamentally different than day-to-day leadership. It's not that you don't need some of the same skills. You need to be a person of character and integrity. You need to work hard. But what a crisis brings with it is, you are time constrained, you are resource constrained, there are lives or reputations on the line, and people are watching. And this is what makes, managing and leading through a crisis a little bit different. But the thing that I point out that I think is most important in a crisis is you have to address it head on. What I tell folks, I laughingly talk about the second law of thermodynamics, which is an engineering and a physics law that basically says, hey, look, things do not get better over time. Things deteriorate over time. Well, a crisis is just like the second law of thermodynamics. It is not going to get better over time. So as an individual, you need to face it head on. You need to be truthful to your rank and file, to your bosses. You need to be truthful to yourself if it's a personal crisis. And then you have to put all of your efforts into kind of containing the crisis up front. And once you contain it, once you slow it down, then you can begin to shape it and manage it over time. But the most important thing is be honest about it, face it head on, don't be afraid of it, because things aren't going to get any better if you decide to just kind of ignore the crisis.
I got to tell you, Admiral, I'm a huge fan. I always have been, not just because of your service, but the service that you provide now in the wisdom. I really believe you are a modern-day philosopher, and it's so needed. So now. So thank you very much, Admiral McRaven. You're always welcome on my show. Thank you for the perspective, and best of luck with the book, Conquering Crisis. Why look at my face when you can look at the cover? There it is. Thanks, right Chris. There, on sale now. All right, God bless and be well. 4 minutes. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.